20 million students in the United States will make their way to school, and it is reasonable to conclude that they're walking into a temptation trap, if not already involved in the use of drugs and alcohol. Each day, they have a tough decision to make. Do I join or do I avoid? Teenagers and young children are facing challenges that come with temptations and drug abuse, and they cannot face them alone. So, adding to the already difficult task of parenting is now the challenge to not ignore or be ignorant on this issue of drugs and alcohol. Parents have to get educated today. A study by the National Center of Addiction and Substance Abuse at Columbia University concluded that the most crucial age period for children at risk is between the ages of 12 and 13. The study says mom and dad have more influence in that crucial period if they started talking about healthy lifestyles when their children were as young as kindergartners. And if you think your kid is in school, and if you think your kid's in a school free of drug abuse, you're wrong. The study also showed that most teenagers are willing to admit that they know that drug and alcohol abuse is being used. Kids know and kids talk. Parents must get. They must get involved in the conversation and in the direction of where their kids are going. Peter Provok commented that drug conversation education begins when a child begins to take pride in his physical self-control, which evolves into respect for and appreciation for one's body and mind. So kids begin developing this at any age, and when you begin to see this is when parents must get involved. I came across an article in the Independent School. This was a fall issue. They wrote about parents worried and concerned about underage use of drug and alcohol abuse, as well as tobacco. Georgetown Preparatory School principal in Maryland began an effort called Community of Concern, which is based on a 28-page booklet to help guide parents in this issue of dealing with kids as they approach things as substance abuse. Parents involved in the community effort were concerned about the phrase that parents should teach their children to drink responsibly. They were not okay with that. They felt that it was not their responsibility to teach them to be responsible, but to say no. The reality is the research has found that the opposite to be true. The longer kids wait to begin abusing alcohol, they found, the less chance for alcohol addiction. In fact, if parents want to think they will learn to drink under my watch, kids who start at 13 are 43% more likely to become addicted. Parents must get educated today. I want to provide some advice that will help parents get educated today. 1, share information with kids. Before kids start using drugs or alcohol is an important phase in the kids' lives to share with them information about the use of these substances. Community concern stress the issue of not preaching, but living life next to them. If your kids are involved now or by the time they enter, the drug culture may have changed. We are both learning, so parents must be learning information and sharing this information with their students. And some of these look like at the elementary school level. Discuss healthy foods, discuss healthy habits, discuss medicines and their purposes, communicate the difference between foods, poisons, and medicines. And as kids get older, you have to begin looking at the specifics of what's taking place. Discuss immediate effects of tobacco when they're in the middle school and high school and other drugs and abuse. You have to be well informed. Second, according to the community of concern, join the effort. When the school starts discussing drug and alcohol, get involved. When you know your students are learning about drugs and alcohol and those things, and enter into the conversation with them. Number 3, help kids avoid. Just say no may actually be harder to do than we may think. As everyone around them is enjoying these things or talking about parties or getting involved, just saying no becomes really hard. Role play with them. Teach them the importance of saying no. Tell them that you know how hard it is to be no. And 4, build credibility with your kids. If alcohol is used in the home, it needs to be modeled correctly. It needs to be modeled in a way that shows them how to do it correctly. Carlo Di Clemente outlines the TTM stages of addiction and recovery. Your child will always reach a point where they begin thinking about or entering into the scene of drug and alcohol abuse. You have to be there to help model good decisions in that. Model in the house. Make sure the home is a place that kids want to be, and draw the line. Draw the line. When kids cross over the line, know that they're in the wrong and that is not allowed in your house. 5, know and protect the brain. Located in the brain is the center for pleasure. All pleasurable experiences are dealt with in one location, and drug has an effect on that central of pleasure. When students or kids decide to use addictive substances, they are introducing things into their brain that's going to be pleasurable to them. And we have to encourage a healthy brain campaign. That's what the community of concern called it, a healthy brain campaign. And that looks like this: avoiding alcohol and tobacco and other drugs. Exercise your brain. Protect your head. Good nutrition, physical activity, and get enough sleep. As you can see that these bodies of these kids of these age are developing and changing so much that if parents are not getting educated, get educated today on how you can help prevent and encourage and strengthen your children for when they face the temptation that they're going to face. They can say no and they can have a healthy lifestyle that is because you entered the conversation with them. So parents have to get educated today.